since Hamas first launched its brutal war on Israel. It also marks day 41 since our released living hostages returned home to their families and when the bodies of our deceased hostages started to be retrieved. The first time Hamas violated the ceasefire plan was almost 41 days ago, when they decided not to return all 48 of our hostages, including all of our deceased hostages, as we still have 3 of them in captivity right now. Ever since that day, the terror group has repeatedly violated the agreement, from not returning all of our hostages to attacking our soldiers and killing 3 of them in the Gaza Strip under this plan, to crossing the IDF's yellow line, posing an immediate threat to our soldiers, to stealing humanitarian aid and brutalizing their own people inside of the Gaza Strip. This is Hamas, the terror organization who said they were committed to this plan, has continued to prove otherwise. This underscores the importance of why Hamas must be disarmed and Gaza demilitarized, as outlined in the 20-point plan. Now, violations by Hamas continued throughout the weekend. On Friday, 15 terrorists emerged from a tunnel at 2 different locations in eastern Rafah, where our IDF forces were operating to dismantle remaining underground terror infrastructure there. Now, at that time on Friday, the IDF apprehended 5 of the terrorists and eliminated 6 of them. After 24 hours of locating the remaining terrorists that emerged from that tunnel who were hiding out in Rafah, all 17 terrorists who attempted to flee the underground terror infrastructure were accounted for, with 11 terrorists eliminated and 6 terrorists apprehended and transferred for further questioning. Now, on Saturday, an armed terrorist crossed into the IDF's yellow line with a vehicle and situated himself on a humanitarian road where aid enters southern Gaza. The terrorist started firing at IDF soldiers deployed in the nearby area. The incident was caught on an IDF drone and can be seen as clear as day. A terrorist with a hoodie on is located on this humanitarian road outside of a parked vehicle, and he begins shooting in the direction of where our soldiers are located. Soon after, the soldiers eliminated that terrorist. This is an example of a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement, and in response, the IDF began striking Hamas terror targets inside of Gaza. Now, as a result, Israel eliminated 5 senior Hamas terrorists, including the head of supply in Hamas's production headquarters. This person was a central source of knowledge in the organization's supply and production systems. Now, during the war, he also operated to transfer weapons from Hamas's headquarters to battalion and field commanders for use against IDF forces. Israel will not accept violations by Hamas under the ceasefire framework, and our IDF forces will continue to remain deployed in the Gaza Strip in accordance with the agreement. Israel will not rest until all of our hostages are home, the remaining 3 hostages, as they should be returned home for proper burial by now. The mediating countries must insist on the full execution of the framework and hold Hamas to its commitments to return all of our hostages. As the Prime Minister said at the beginning of the government meeting this morning, since the ceasefire started, Hamas has not stopped violating the ceasefire, and Israel is responding accordingly. After these repeated violations, Israel thwarted these attempts to harm our soldiers with great force. Prime Minister Netanyahu has made it abundantly clear. Israel operates without depending on anyone, and immediate actions to thwart attacks are carried out automatically by the IDF. Israel decided without dependence on any external party on how to defend itself, remove threats, and repel attacks. Israel is responsible for its own security, and the Prime Minister says it is of utmost importance for Israel to secure all of its borders, and that's why Israel is continuing to strike terrorism on several fronts.